Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie and today I'm going to give you a tutorial of Google Classroom. So just some background about me. I am a former teacher, a former EdTech coach for my district, and I still work in EdTech. I also know that we are coming into the season of back to school. So I wanted to go ahead and jump on to give you guys a tutorial of how to use Google Classroom because it is one of the most commonly used LMS platforms, learning management system platforms in the K-12 world. So we're going to start by going to classroom.google.com, and it is Google, so there are quite a few ways to get there. You can either type it in the URL, you can click the waffle and find it right here. You could pin it, make it a bookmark. There are so many ways to get there, but the easiest way is classroom.google.com. You can also star it if you want to make it a bookmark if you're going there all the time. But for me right now, I'm just going to get here and show you how to get going. So in here, when we go to classroom.google.com, you can see all of the classrooms that I currently have. So right now I just have this grade 9 class. I'm going to kind of show you what this section looks like, and then we'll dive into the classes. So when you're here, this is the overview of all your classes. You can toggle this on or off to see this sidebar, but right here is our home. We also have the calendar, which is going to show you any of the due dates that you have for all of your classes. Under teaching, you can see the classes that you are teaching. So I'm teaching the grade 9 class. Under archived classes, you will see any classes that you archive. So for example, when I taught 3rd grade, we would archive classes at the end of the year because otherwise students could still get into the classroom and they could be commenting, they could be talking throughout the summer. So we didn't want that to happen. So at the end of the year, we would archive our classes and students will not be able to actively post anymore. There's also the settings tab, where here you can kind of toggle if you want to get email notifications. If you're a middle school, high school teacher, you probably don't want to get an email every time a student submits something because you will have hundreds and hundreds of emails from Google Classroom. So here you can just kind of allow what you want to do. If you want to allow late submission, resubmissions, comments. I know that in the elementary world especially, kids love to comment and chat with each other, so it could get a little out of hand where you'd have to go in and turn the commenting off. So that's a little bit about the homepage of Google Classroom. So I'm going to jump in and show you what a class looks like. So in my grade 9 class, this is a very, very basic classroom. I didn't do much in here. So this is one of the Google Classroom headers. It's not even one that I created. Here we can generate a Meet link. So if you're meeting with students virtually, they'll be able to access this Meet link every time that they come to your classroom and be able to join that Meet. The class code is the code that you can post for students to join your class. So if they're at the Google Classroom home, under the upcoming section, students, and you will be able to see which assignments are going to be due soon based on the due dates that you set. So this is the stream. The way that I like to describe this is your Facebook wall. This is where you can see all of the activity that's happening in your classroom at a glance. Now, if you want to see it in a more organized way, you can click on classwork. And classwork, I'm going to show you how to set this up. But the way that I set it up for my 3rd graders was I always had it by week so that every week students knew where to go. It's also very intuitive where you can drag and drop things if you want to change the order of it. You can drag and drop assignments to change the order. You can kind of do everything by dragging and dropping in Google Classroom. But this is how students will access information. So here you can see our Google Slides presentation. Here you can see that there is just submission for students. There's nothing for them to view. It's just an area for them to drop work in. Here's a survey for students, an article we wanted students to get to. So this is called material. So this is the classwork tab, and this is going to be where everything is housed that you want students to complete. Any materials, assignments, quizzes, everything can go in here. And if you ever want to create one, you can click create here, but we're going to do all that together too. So under people, you can see who all of the teachers are, who all of the students are. Now, under teachers, you're going to see that you can invite teachers. So this is really helpful if you're co-teaching, or I know when I was remote teaching during the pandemic, my 3rd grade team decided to departmentalize. And so all of us were able to see each other's classrooms and see what was going on and copy and paste work, copy and paste assignments. So that way we all knew that we were on the same page. Now, under Students, you have the same button. If you click this button, it's going to give you a link to copy. So this is really useful if you have something like Relay Classroom or a Chromebook management tool where you can send out links to students, because all they have to do is open their Chromebook and they're going to get the link and be able to join your classroom. The class code is probably the easiest way to go. Either way, once you get them to Google Classroom, sharing out information is going to be way easier because you're going to have your stream to post links for students to access. So it's really just the one time getting them into Google Classroom that's going to be the most difficult part, and then it's smooth sailing from there. So this is the grades tab. You can see that I have 3 assignments that are currently for a grade. They're out of 100. So with my student, I could come in and I could manually type in a grade. I can view the submission. I can just mark it as complete, so then it doesn't really give a grade, it just says it's complete. I can mark it as missing after I mark it complete if students are missing work. I can excuse it if students were absent. I can also view the submission and grade it from there. Also, if you just go into the classwork tab and go to the submissions, then you can see all of the responses and grade them all at the same time. Google Classroom is also going to give you an option to post a rubric for students, and then you can grade off the rubric.